Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting night of Chair League. I am Esquire Sandwich, and tonight we have a Friday night friendly matchup, which will have audio as soon as I fix that. There we go. So we have a Friday night friendlies matchup between Clouded Minds and Tilt Tactics. First, it's going to be a best of three. The first match tonight is on Tomb of the Spider Queen. And Tilt Tactics will start us up here with the first ban. And they're hovering Genji. Never a bad choice. Just want to make sure. Okay. I'm gonna take the time thinking about it, but Genji's just a nuisance. This is a pretty small map, so he's able to bounce between the lanes pretty quickly. You can get a lot of value picking off weak solo laners. They don't want to make any rash decisions. They are going to lock it in. Genji first ban. And send it over to Clouded Minds. See how they want to respond. With Genji out of the way already, it frees up some choices, some weaker heroes that, some more vulnerable heroes that you might otherwise be a little weary of taking. So they might be thinking about how they want to change their comp up with Genji out of the way so early. Tomb of the Spider Queen specialist can get a lot of value. Heroes like Nazeebo can stack two lanes very effectively and very quickly. You're going to see if they want to work that into their draft. High priority bans on this map. Sylvanas is always a strong ban. And Anub'arak is just a strong ban on any map. So they want to take that away from Tilt Tactics. So I wouldn't be surprised. Really, there's so many ways you can play Tomb of the Spider Queen, but pushing is very strong. Sylvanas wouldn't be the worst pick to start us off. I personally think Asmo can get a lot of value on this map. Nazeebo, as I already said. Zool, really any specialist is a good way to start off. You could take Malthael, not banned by either team, just a strong assassin. Even his recent nerfs weren't really enough to lower his win rate significantly, so that wouldn't be an odd choice to start. And again, Tilt Tactics, they're going to use the full minute. They're going to be very methodical with their choice. So it's a good strategy because it lets them pick, really think about how they want to make their comp work for the entire draft, and that way they can make the most of the time they have in the later rounds. They don't have to scramble to try to figure out what their strategy is going to be because they've just spent 2 minutes discussing it. Clouded Minds got to pick the map, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Tilt Tactics just realized that was the map they'd be starting on, less than 10 minutes ago, so might as well take the extra 2 minutes to figure out their strategy. They do open with Malthael, and Clouded Minds are going to respond with Stitches and Uther, two very strong heroes. Uther especially is a good steal away from Tilt Tactics. He can give Malthael just that little bit of extra. That burst healing is often enough just to keep Malthael alive long enough for his own sustain to turn a fight around, or to turn a fight into a complete decimation. To respond, I wouldn't be surprised to see Tilt Tactics. They might want to take their healer now if they're looking to get Auriel. She's a high value pick, so they might want to grab her now before she gets banned. Or if they have a high priority tank, they could also. I would expect Clouded Minds are probably going to grab another Bruiser or something. I doubt Stitches will be their sole tank. So they want to make sure, Tilt Tactics want to make sure they get their picks out now before they're banned. And we do get Oriel and Tassadar. So that is going to be a ton of sustain for Malthael, or if they pick up someone that's more of a hope battery for Oriel, a Vala or a Greymane. Whoever that person is, they're just going to have an incredible amount of sustain, an incredible amount of healing. They'll be very difficult to deal with. So already a strong-looking team for Tilt Tactics. With their ban, Clouded Minds, they get next pick. So, and Tilt Tactics has not yet taken a tank. Stitches is picked, Nubrock is banned. So they could look to ban a tank here and then pick up the Bruiser of their choice, and in that way really limit what Tilt Tactics can pick from. You know, if they take Dahaka off the map, you know, and then grab maybe a Varian, you know, take a lot of those strong heroes off the board. But they do ban the Vala, which is a strong ban, if only that she's a great complement to Tilt Tactics' team. Tilt Tactics is hovering Greymane, which is an interesting ban. Again, only in that you'd expect it as a possible pick for them. He has a melee assassin, so he doubles up with Malthael in that way, but I wonder if they were hoping to leave both of them on the table so that they would get one of them, but now that Vala's out of the picture, they don't want to let Clouded Minds get Greymane and have no response. Now they're hovering Chromie. You don't see her nearly as often. She can work well with Stitches if there's a lot of coordination there, can follow up on the hooks, and can be a problem for the back line. You know, Oriel. So they're going to get her out of the picture. So again, Clouded Minds, they haven't given away too much of their team, or really anything. Uther is just a great utility healer, can work with any comp. Stitches, you know, he can work with any team that can respond to the hook. So mages have to be a little bit careful with Stitches. You don't want to be in a situation where you pull Malthael right next to your mages and you've just helped him initiate, but you know, a strong melee assassin like Greymane and a strong tank like Arthas are both great ways to respond. If someone gets hooked in, Arthas is going to root them, he's going to slow them, and Greymane is going to blow them up. So that just became an extremely dangerous potential combo. And Tactics, so now they're definitely going to need to pick up a tank here. Johanna wouldn't be a bad option. The blind will certainly get a lot of value against Greymane. Dahaka would be good for the wave clear, though they're not with Tassadar. Malthael's got decent wave clear, so they're not too worried about that. No specialist for either team yet, though it'd be very easy for Clouded Minds to pick one up with their last pick. Tilt Tactics is gonna need. They don't really have a ton of initiate other than like Malthael's ult, which isn't a great initiator on its own. So they do go with Johanna.
The wait is
and
over.
Cassia. That's gonna be a lot of synergy there. The blinds from Oriel at level 13, of course the blind from Johanna. Cassia can get a ton of value off of that. And Kalthus is going to round out the team for Clouded Minds. So a lot of more meta heroes. Well, I take that back. There are meta heroes all over the place. There's a lot of blow up potential for Clouded Minds though. If Stitches can land that hook between that damage output from Greymane and KT and the stuns from Uther, the roost from Arthas, it's going to be very tough for anybody to get away from that. Tilt Tactics, you know, they don't have as much blow-up potential Cassia, of course she does great damage, but it takes a little bit of time for that damage to really take effect. Malthael, of course, his big damage dealer is his trait, it's damage over time. So, Uther is his biggest weakness is the long cooldowns between his healing. But if it takes Tilt Tactics too long to get that damage, Uther will be able to heal through it. So we'll see. We'll see how these matches are going to go. I think both teams have a decent vision. I think it's going to be... a lot of this is going to fall on the Cassia for Tilt Tactics, who's going to be played by Etan. And that's going to be a team effort between Auriel after 13, Johanna, and Cassia to make sure that they can coordinate to get maximum value out of all of those different blinds to let Cassia shine. Over on Clouded Minds, with anytime you pick Stitches, you're putting a lot of focus on you. If you land those hooks, you're a hero. If not, could be difficult. But I'm excited. I think this is going to be an exciting game. Just off the draft alone, I think I have to give a bit of the edge to Clouded Minds because of that pick-off potential. But I'm really hoping for an exciting game. And Tomb of the Spider Queen is a great map. It's a small map, so expect to see a lot of engages and a lot of team fights. And whenever Blizzard is ready, we can get this match underway. Feels bad, man, indeed. I'll take this opportunity to get some of my extra windows in place here. I'm glad that Blizzard also decided we don't need the music. I also felt it was distracting from the silence. I felt it built a lot of tension, and the music just ruined that. That's why they're in charge of these things. They know when to cut the music for maximum suspense. All right, and it just looks like Silthaus on the Grey Mains having a little bit of issue. Might as well get some introductions underway while we have this opportunity. For Clouded Minds is going to be on the left side, the blue team. We've got the Great Hari on Uther, Stark Knight on Arthas, Swing on Kalthas, Silthaus on Greymane, and Noah 2 on Stitches. There we go. And over on the red side, we have Tilt Tactics. Tilt Tactics. We've got Etan on Cassia, Edward Torres on Tassadar, Dude People on Johanna, Arya on Auriel, and Verena on Malthael.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slay them all, heroes.
All right, and to start us off, both teams are gonna send everyone mid. Stitch is looking for the early hook, doesn't find anybody. A little bit of poking. Too exciting. The talent tree looks a little bit off. Let's see if we can. There we go. That'll be more helpful. So we got Malthael is going to go bottom. An obvious choice to solo lane. And we had to have a lot more rotation than I expected the other lanes. Nice root there from Arthas, but he's just poking. We got 4 top, not something he can defend. Clouded Mind is working, moving as 4, just trying to bully Malthael out of the lane. First Tess, Uther took Hammer of the Lightbringer, which is the basic attack quest, not the W quest that you see most often. Root for Arthas, Convection for KT, Cocktail build for Greymane, and Slam build for Stitches. Nice hook there to get Malthael stunned from Uther, and that is going to be it for Malthael. A great early gank. The strength of that 4-man mid-bottom rotation, and all of the CC that Clouded Mind brings to the table. Looking back to level 1 talents, of course we've got the Charge Strikes for Cassia, increased Wraith Strike for Malthael, Switch Sweep, Regen Master, and Templar's Will. Despite that early pickoff, Tilted Mind was quick to respond. Excuse me, Tilt Tactics was quick to respond. They barely lost any soak. And both teams are just content to get their XP up, get their gems. Nothing too exciting yet. Both teams rotating effectively. A couple of lost minions here, but Star Knight should be there to pick up most of that last wave. So when both teams are rotating as forward as well, it's just very difficult to find a strong engage. But one thing that's done, not sure if it's done intentionally, but it looks like it is. Dude People, Johanna on Tilt Tactics is the bank. She's getting almost all of the gems, which is a very intelligent way to play it, because when they go for the turn-in, she's the only one that needs to do it, and the other 4 of the team can defend her, as opposed to Clouded Minds. Their gems are split between the whole team. They're gonna have to stagger those turn-ins or find a time when all 5 can turn in without being interrupted. Some more effective rotations. That wave clear from Johanna and Tassadar really showing what it can do. Tilt Tactics is pulled just ever so slightly ahead in the XP race. Stitches might be looking for a hook here. And Johanna does manage to mount out of the way. And right back top they go. Very quickly clearing these waves, letting Johanna take all the gems, and then going right back mid as soon as the wave is there to pick it up. And because of this, the towers on the side of Clouded Minds are starting to lose ammo much faster than those on Tilt Tactics. So Tilt Tactics is winning the soaking and rotating race thus far. It looks like Clouded Minds recognize it. They're trying to make something happen, do a little bit of engage. Hook just a bit off the mark. Swing, trying to pick up those convection stacks for KT, but Johanna does manage to turn in, and we got our first spider wave. 420, very quick, very effective movement by Tilt Tactics. Looks like they're gonna try to get these spiders as far up as possible with the mid lane. Oh, I'm sorry, I had that backwards. Clouded Minds was able to turn in. Going out, KT picking up some stacks. Not a lot of damage out there. With 2 supports, it's going to be difficult for any of that kind of long-term damage. Tassadar going to use his E to get away, but a fantastic hook by Noah too, getting Tassadar way out of position, and that's going to be the end of him. That was a fantastic hook to pull that Tassadar. I thought he was safe. I'm sure he thought he was safe. Meanwhile, in mid lane, Arthas not having as much luck. He's low on health, but he does manage to get away safely. Still no kills for Tilt Tactics. But they do a pretty strong defense there. Even with losing Tassadar, they lose just the wall on the top and a tower on mid. Though all their towers are out of ammo now, but as far as XP goes, as far as structural loss goes, they're doing just fine. now Tilt Tactic is looking to get their turn in. Keeping getting back in that rotation groove. Another hook on Tassadar, but he manages to phase away. AT looks like he took Gravity from Netherwind. Of course, Netherwind. And Burn Flash trying to just build up that Q damage. Johanna does get the turn in for Tilt Tactics. Tilt Tactics does a good job there of not spreading the bomb, keeping the damage to the minimum, as they have their own Web Weaver pushing. And they've got themselves just a very minute XP lead. They might not, they probably won't be able to get 10 before the majority of this wave is over. If Clouded Minds can do an effective and speedy clear. They are grouping up. They all took the wave of the Spider, which is, that damage is not insignificant, especially with Uther, who's a solo target healer. Everyone on the team taking that wave damage is going to make a difference, and they all get hit by it again. A little sloppy there. Tilt Tactics does hit 10, so Clouded Mind has to be careful here. The wall is going to trap Stitches. Glance is going to help him get away. And with only 180 health, Stitches does manage to limp to safety. A lot of damage going on Johanna, but it's not going to result in a kill. Still only level 9 for Clouded Minds. They successfully defend top, they lose mid fort. Not so bad. That's going to be the end of the mid wave. The bottom spiders are already down. Malthael pushes there. Meanwhile, as I foolishly look bottom to see what Malthael was doing, KT got picked off, which is going to be a problem because that's going to reset his convection stacks. And the later in the game you get, the stronger all of the other heroes get, the easier it is to pick off KT. So not finishing that quest early, it can make it a lot more difficult in the late game. It looks like Tilt Tactics is ready to just turn right in again. Great wall there from Tassadar to protect the turn in. And here comes another wave immediately. And they, with all of this pushing, with all of this structure damage, and keeping every lane controlled, they have managed to find themselves a 2-level lead. Even though they've only managed to get 1 kill, their effective lane pushing power has given substantially another great wall there from Tassadar to delay the collapse from Clouded Mind, and it's going to secure the death of that top fort. And Johanna's in there looking for some damage. Another great wall. Greymane is caught. Cassio with the Fen. A lot of damage on him. Malthael is looking for the kill. Divine Shield pops. And Greymane is going to manage to get away, but that same cannot be set for Stitches or Uther. That is a 2-0 trade. And Tilt Tactics is going to continue to push this as far as they can. What we're seeing so far is, although Clouded Mind does have the stronger pickoff potential and individual hero blow-up potential, the wave clear for Tilt Tactics is just incredibly strong, and they've been very effective, very smart with their rotations, and taken full advantage of it. So although they don't have a specialist, they're pushing. They don't need one. They're pushing, as strong as they would with, as if they had Nazeebo or anybody else. And as a result, the only fort left for Clouded Minds is bottom, which is out of mana, almost out of health. That's going down as soon as Tilt Tactics feels like claiming it. That might be now. Top Clouded Minds looking to get a few turn-ins, get some security by banking those gems. And Tilt Tactics is going for a very aggressive steal of the Bruisers. They're 2 levels ahead, they're a talent ahead. There's not too much Clouded Minds can do, even if they see that it's happening. Not sure if they do. Another wall stall out most of the team into trap Stitches. Edward Torres has been on point with these walls, both offensively and defensively. The poking continues. Cocktails from Greymane. A lot of damage there from that cube. AT. Divine Shield pops keep Stitches alive, but that's going to be the end of Uther. There goes Sindragosa. It's a slow. Down goes Malthael. Cassia and Oriel are going to get away with very little health. The team is focusing down that Johanna, and there she goes. And it's a 2-for-1. So Uther, although these images are very messed up, Uther did go down there early on. But of course, losing Uther early in the fight, especially after he popped Divine Shield, is not a terrible loss. He comes back as a ghost. He's a better healer than he was alive. And he helped Clouded Minds heal through that damage and turn that fight in their favor. Now they've got some time. They've got 2 people down for Tilt Tactics, and they're going to take that time to get some counter pressure, get some merc camps. What they really need is some more pickoffs to try to turn these fights in their direction. Tilt Tactics will be hitting 16 very soon. That's a huge power spike for Malthael. And I mean, 16 is a major town for the entire game, Malthael especially, so they want to try to make something happen before that time. Uther's getting, Arthur gets behind the wall, gets the kill. Uther, Johanna is deep, trying to make the fight happen. There goes the ball lightning, and it's bouncing relentlessly. That could be the end of KT. And he does go down, and Arthas goes down in the front from the Cassia bend. Stitches is in trouble. Divine Shield's pop, but it won't be enough. Walls is just enough to slow Uther down to confirm that kill. And that is another 3-for-0. 7 kills to 4's total. And Tilt Tactics picks up level 16. Let's see where they're going with this. So we've got Memento Mori is, of course, the massive damage from Malthael. It's going to do a ton of damage to the double tank combo of Clouded Minds. Stitches and Arthas are really going to be hurting from that lifesteal percent health based damage. And extra attack speed from Oriel. Uther does spot out this. They spot out the boss, but they can't do anything to stop it. A great helping hand from Stitches to help keep Uther alive. He's caught Malthael, I believe. And there's the stun and the dive from Greymane. And a great gorge there to turn this fight, at least get something out of it. Without Malthael, Tilt Tactics is less inclined fighting. They're content to push elsewhere while Clouded Minds is busy dealing with the boss. And they just keep all 3 of their keeps alive. And especially being down 2 levels as they were, that kill is quite a bit of XP for them. Now Clouded Minds, they've got enough gems for a turn-in. They see all members of Tilt Tactics bottom. They know it's safe to turn in, get some counter pressure, try to get some structures on their, try to get some of Tilt Tactics structures down. Even this game up on XP. They're still not 16. And because of where the red wave is, this spider, unless they can clear this top wave very quickly, they do. So that'll at least help this top wave push reasonably far. Bottom is going to be stuck here where the fort used to be. That's not going to get a ton of value. It looks like they've chosen top as their main target. Take these 2 towers down, get the XP, and then engage. And there's level 16. Looks like fishing hook for Stitches. There's a ton of range there. So again, they're just looking for those hooks, those pickoffs, and then they can engage 5v4. That's what Clouded Mind wants to do, needs to do to win these fights. I think Stitches is looking for a hook. Almost connected to Oriel. He managed to thread through the tank. Oriel was just a bit too far away. Another wall from Cassadar. The ult pop by Malthael, but being forced by Stitches nullifies it, but it's not enough. Regardless, Stitches does go down. Malthael is on the hunt. 2 down so far for Clouded Minds. KT getting caught in the bend. He's going to go down. Malthael is not able to catch up with Greymane with the Shroud, but as it's now 5v2, they're going to push. They're going to be able to get this team with little opposition, and it might be able to core here. It's hard to tell because I can't see what the death timers are. Nope. Is it in here? Nope. Can't see what the death timers are.
The web weavers fall.
And all that Clouded Minds got out of that push was, and they got a lot of damage on bottom here. They got bottom fourth. They're getting the front wall. But of course, losing top keep and all those deaths was not a fair trade at all. And now they're again in a position where they need to make a fight happen as soon as possible before Tilt Tactics hits 20. Tilt Tactics is not able, and they have the gems for the turn-in, but where are they? Most of them are on Tassadar, who's clearing the wave. And Clouded Minds, they're a little passive right now. They're clearing the waves, and obviously they need to clear this top wave or it's going to start threatening the core, but they can't wait for too long. They need to make something happen before Tilt Tactics hits 20, because then that is going to be an extremely uphill fight. Meanwhile, Tilt Tactics, very smart. They're pushing. They know they have no reason to fight until they get 20, so they're getting pressure everywhere on the map. They get the turn-in. They're about to hit 20, and this is going to be very difficult for Clouded Mind to defend. Trying to get some early damage. Nice hook. Picks up Malthael, gets the Gorge. The wall tries to slow him down, but it's not going to be enough. Blessed Shield, the damage, and what a combo there. I think that was a blind from Cassia and a fend, the blind from Johanna and the fend from Cassia that connected with all 5 members of the team for Clouded Minds, and just got an incredible amount of damage there. Yeah, that does not surprise me that Cassia is leading in damage for Tilt Tactics. And just that combo alone might have been 7,000-8,000 damage. And I think it's fair to say that that is going to be game 1 going convincingly to Tilt Tactics. A well-drafted team and a well-executed game plan, played the map, pushed the lanes, and did a great job coordinating those blinds to give Cassia a tremendous amount of damage. And of course, did a great job keeping their own team alive. That double support worked out for them. Worked out for them, and then they suffered very few deaths, especially after they started getting a few levels. It just became so hard for Clouded Mind to win any fight convincingly. So, but this is a best of 3, so round 1 goes to Tilt Tactics, but round 2, let's see if Clouded Mind can turn it around. Tilt Tactics does get to pick the map, I believe. So coming off of that convincing victory, Tilt Tactics gets to choose the map. It's going to be a strong advantage, but of course the Clouded Minds chose Tomb of the Spider Queen, and didn't work out fantastically for them. Let's see if they can give an upset to Tilt Tactics on Cursed Hollow. And let's get these guys in here. Let's see if I can get this right. It's going to be a tournament draft, normal, with first pick going to Cursed Clouded Mines. So while we're waiting for everybody to find their way back into the lobby, we can reflect. Unfortunately, didn't have a chance to really check out too much of that stat screen, but Tilt Tactics certainly proved me wrong. I thought that the pickoff potential from Cursed Hollow, from Cursed Mines, Clouded Mines, was going to be enough, that they'd be able to force those fights, force Tilt Tactics to take bad engagements after losing a hero, but Tilt Tactics did a great job of playing the map, staying safe, waiting until their natural pushing power gave them the XP lead, and then they were able to take the fights however they wanted with their substantial level experience and talent leads. So a very smart play from them. And I'm excited to see how both teams approach Cursed Hollow. Both teams seem to have a clear strategy in mind with their picks, which is great to see from either team. Sometimes these teams get drafted, especially if you're in Hero League but even Team League. Sometimes these teams get drafted without a clear goal, without a clear understanding of how they want the fights to go. And even though Clouded Mines fights didn't go the way they wanted to, they had a plan, which is the first step. If you don't have a plan, you can't possibly execute it. Gotta get the rest of these guys in here. Let's see who's missing. Silthouse, I think. The portraits. Portraits were a bit of a giveaway. Let me just switch this to the default interface because I was getting some weird artifacts there. All right, so I think we're all set. Tournament draft. Okay.
Cursed Hollow.
Just trying to make sure we got the draft correct. So, Clouded Minds is going to start us off this time. And they're going to go for the early Anubarak ban. I think it was a good decision before. I think it continues to be a good decision. If they don't have a strong Anubarak player, they're not interested in taking him. It's a great denial from the other team. But they are going to take their time. They're going to think about it, make sure they're happy with what they're doing. And they're going to go for the early Anubarak. But they do decide to change, and they go with the Mouthfeel ban instead, and very quickly Tilt Tactics bans the Anubarak. I think they probably realized Anubarak's a very strong first pick, again, on every map, and this map is no exception. You just don't want to let your opponents have it. So ban it. Other strong heroes in this map, of course, it's a big map, so globals, or ability to soak in multiple places, going to get a lot of value. Abathur, Falstad, Dahaka, all can be very strong on this map. Lost Vikings, as much as I love them as heroes, not their strongest map. They're really not very strong not the strongest outside of Garden of Terror. You can make them work here. You can make them work anywhere if you've got the skill.
The light abandons
And
no man.
Cursed Clouded Minds does pick up Dahaka to start, and Tilt Tactics responds immediately with the Genji Uther combo. That is incredibly strong. The Divine Shield on Genji while he uses Dragon Blade is just a death knell for any squishies you leave in the back. And of course, by taking Uther with Genji, you've denied Uther to Clouded Minds, and Uther is a great counter to Genji. His point-and-click stun is a Genji's worst nightmare. So, well strategized by Tilt Tactics to get themselves that pick. Let's see how Clouded Minds wants to respond. It's a little early to take double tank, but Varian with his slows, a point-and-click slow and taunt is another good way to respond to Genji.
I stand ready.
They're going to pick up Oriel and Vala. So Vala, a great hope battery for Oriel, should help her healing tremendously. But two little weaker heroes, squishier heroes rather. And with Dahaka so far as the only tank, he's generally up front. He's great for like Stitches, grabbing people with his tongue and picking them off, but for peeling, leaves a little bit to be desired. So I would again expect Clouded Minds to pick up a second tank here, a more substantial tank that can help with that peel, that can help protect the Vala, the Oriel, and any other weak heroes from the Genji. Tilt Tactics thinking about what to ban away from Clouded Minds, and they ban the Tassadar. Makes sense. Strong hero, and they just saw the strength of the Oriel Tassadar double support combo. They certainly don't want to have it used against them. And Cloud Minds is looking to ban Abathur. Makes a lot of sense. Again, Abathur only increases the potency of that Genji Uther combo. Genji with an Abathur hat is it's no joke. Very frustrating to deal with. Very difficult to stop. And then, even if he doesn't have his hat on him, then you got two Genjis to deal with. And again, without a lot of strong peel, without guaranteed stuns, it'd be very hard to shut that down. And they do confirm the Abathur ban. I think that's a great ban. I think that's definitely something Tilt Tactics was at the very least considering, if not their guaranteed plan. Let's see how they want to round up here. It wouldn't surprise me if they grab a double tank of Varian and maybe well, Varian's a weak solo tank, but taking that taunt away as a Genji killer is going to leave Clouded Minds in a difficult position. but there's a lot of ways. There's a lot of ways this draft can go for both teams. It all depends on what heroes they're comfortable with and exactly how they want to execute their overall strategy. Looking at wave clear, that's something else that Tilt Tactics is going to need to consider. Genji's wave clear is minimal, so they pick up Stitches with Slam build. Wave clear is okay, but that global from Falstad is going to be extremely helpful in making clearing the waves and getting the XP where it needs to be. With the Stitches Falstad combination, they also open up the possibility of a hook followed by a gust from Falstad to blow that hook target even further away from his team, guaranteeing the pick-off, even if they grab Dahaka or not Dahaka or whatever other tanky hero or hero with lots of escapes Clouded Minds might want to take. That's just too much displacement. There's nothing that you'd be able to... I don't know if there's any hero that'd be able to recover from that, except for maybe Genji. Of course, Genji already off the map. Clouded Minds taking their time here. I do think they need another tank. And they're also going to go with Azmodan. I like it. Azmodan can get a ton of value here. He's not exactly a global hero, but provides global pressure. Dahaka gives them the global presence. Get a lot of pressure from both those heroes, so I think they've learned their lesson from the last game. They recognized that the wave clear was an issue, and they've responded by getting 4 heroes with great wave clear. Vala, Azmodan, everybody but Auriel, and even Auriel's wave clear is not bad for support. Tilt Tactics, not the strongest wave clear. They could pick up a specialist here to try to fix that problem. And they could look to get an Azebo or a Zul. The roots from Zul would certainly help set up Stitches for some strong hooks. They could also get some more damage, another tank, another support. They're really open to any option that they're looking. And they go with another tank. They go with Leoric. So Leoric's going to give them a little bit of that wave clear. Going to get a fair amount of value if he does go with Entomb, as only Dahaka can pseudo get out of it. Not until the late game when he gets Burrow. And if he can entomb a few of them, he'll set up Falstad for some great boomerangs, and Genji for a lot of value out of Dragon Blade, because the heroes on Clouded Minds would just be stuck. Meanwhile, Clouded Minds, they've taken a ton of wave clear. They've got global presence, global pressure. They've got a lot of sustained damage in Vala, and a lot of sustained healing in Auriel if they can keep that hope up. And Azmodan can be a great hope generator if you can time the crown with his globes. Just pop the crown on him right before the globe hits a number of heroes. You get a ton of hope, and then you pop the crown right back on Val or Dahaka, whoever your primary target is. So looks to be like it's going to be another exciting match. I'm excited to cast it. And let's go with the introduction. So, for Clouded Minds, here on Cursed Harlot, we have Swing on Dahaka, Noah 2 on Vala, the Great Hari on Auriel, Star Knight on Johanna, Silthouse on Azmodan. On the red side for Tilt Tactics, Dude People on Stitches, Edward Torres on Falstad, Verino on Leoric, Arya on Uther, and Etan on Genji. Glad I turned up the volume for that. Okay. I hope everyone enjoyed that as much as I did. Get the volumes back up a little bit. So after some impressive B-stepping, sound taunting from Edward Torres on Falstad. He's going to fly bottom. They're looking to set up a pickoff on Azmodan, but he's going to play it safe, so they're not going to be able to get that. 3 mid for Clouded Minds, and Dahaka top, who's going to be in a tank versus tank fight against Moreno and Yorick. The winner of this fight is going to be determined strictly by Verino and how well he can land his Drain Hook. If Swing is able to dodge it, able to make him waste it, then Dahak will win that fight. Otherwise, it's all Leoric. A great hook there to grab Johanna. Pops unstoppable Dem, and she's going to be able to retreat to safety. Well, Leo and Falstad are going to switch places. I figure it's just a slightly more favorable matchup. If Falstad can use his range, at least so a little bit safer. And Oriel's going to go up to assist Dahaka. Looking at the level 1 talents, Falstad actually took Bri, but which you don't see too often outside of Hanamura. Uther going for the Wave of Light, Agile Dismount on Genji, increasing the range of Cyber Agility while mounted. Drain Hope build for Leo, and Slam build for Stitches. Over on Clouded Minds, we've got Swift Sweep and Majestic Span for Oriel, Hatred and Multi-Shot build for Vala. It's going to be Race Car build for Dahaka. Standard Log of Hope. For Johanna, though Righteous Smash is not the most common talent. Sieging Wrath for Azmodan, and Army of Hell. So, Clouded Minds start off that fight very well by getting a lot of poke damage on the Falstad. Haka getting low. A lot of good condemn there by Johanna. Genji getting poke damage in, but Johanna is barely paying attention to it. There's a great tongue by Dahaka, and they do manage to finish off Genji. Falstad trying to channel it, but they do manage to cancel it, and all of Tilt Tactics is going to have to retreat. Although Genji is the only death, that was a great fight by Clouded Minds and a great grab by Swing to finish that Genji off. And with the tribute secured, they go right back to soaking. Vala is mid, Azmodan is bottom. And Tilt Tactics rotation's a little bit slow here. They might lose a little bit of soak because of it. And a wave here, a wave there, it's not the end of the world. But if it winds up that one team is at level 10 by the time the third tribute spawns and the other is not, it could be a major problem for you. Leo has resumed his position up top, facing off against Dahaka. Falstad and Uther are going to start taking some camps. No one on Clouded Minds looking to take camps just yet. They want to keep this pressure up. Stitches poking his head out. Just wants to surprise Clouded Minds, let him know he's there.
Who gathers enough tribute
and as the second tribute spawns, it's top and to the right. Last one was top and middle, which means next one's going to be bottom left. So we'll see if the teams, after they collect this, how they position themselves for that third tribute. Stitches with a nice hook to grid Ariel out of position. A lot of damage from Falstad. She does manage, Ariel does manage to get away, but not just going to be able to be part of this fight. She kills herself. Stitches is taking a lot of damage with her keeping him healthy. A lot of damage going on to Haka. Great grab there, but can't follow up. And Stitches does go down. But a lot of damage there. Oriel goes down in the back. Leo wrapping around. So, 1 for 1. Genji and Azmodan are still duking it out in a real battle of the Titans on bottom. Meanwhile, Falstad had to hearth, but he's going to be flying right back in. Dahaka is getting very low. He grabs Leo, but they do manage to confirm the kill on Dahaka. A lot of damage on Vala, and she has no mana. She is going to have to retreat. Leo is going to start collecting the tribute, and that second tribute will go to Tilt Tactics. 1 apiece. It was an excellently played fight by both teams. Both teams got very low, but they did a great job positioning the healthy players in front and limiting their damages. Falstad, meanwhile, sneaks a capture of the curse using bribe stacks and is very slowly trying to get away. Dehaka just misses the grab, and Edward Torres will be able to fly to safety. Both teams about even on XP, and both teams 1 tribute apiece. As I said, the next tribute is going to be in the bottom left, spawning in probably about 45 seconds. Clouded Mind's certainly going to be a 10. They're doing a great job getting all of this soak, but I think Tilt Tactics is just... I don't think they've missed any waves, just getting them a little bit later.
Or face my curse. The choice is simple.
I think, and both teams will be at 10 by the time this spawns. Leo going to be just a wee bit late to the party. As Heroics are taken, we've got Divine Shield, Gust, Dragon Blade, Entomb, still waiting on Stitch's choice. Crystal Aegis, Rain of Vengeance, Adaptation, Blessed Shield, and Black Advent. So a huge swing from Leo. A lot of damage there. Genji getting all that Dragon Blade damage.
Hero slain. Hero slain.
And that's exactly what they were looking for. The Entomb caught 4 of them. D-Shield popped on Genji as he went with Dragon Blade, and there was just nothing that Clouded Minds could do to stop it. And Tilt Tactics immediately goes to the boss. Azmodan probably knows it's happening, but he can't do anything to stop it. It's 4v1. So he's just going to get as much value as he can. He drops General of Hell up top to try to get multiple lanes pushing. And he does drop the Q just to get as much value as he can to finish that Sieging Wrath quest. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Which he's 20 out of 25, so he's doing a good job there. And Johanna and Azra are going to clean up the boss. The rest of the team picking up some bruiser camps to get some counter push. Tilt Tactics immediately goes to their own boss. And that tribute spawn... Oh, I was gonna say it's very beneficial for Tilt Tactics because they can give that tribute up, get the boss without really losing a whole lot, but instead they are going to try to traverse the map and make this happen. Leo is there early. The rest of the team is going to be a ways behind, but they get some damage, but I don't think we will get a kill. Johanna gets hooked out of position. A great stun by Uther, and she goes down. Adaptation is popped for Dehaka. Middle of the fight. Dragon Blade is popped. There's the Divine Shield. The Entomb catches Ariel and Dvala. Both of them go down, and now Genji is hunting Dehaka's. Falstad is on the case as well. He burrows, but it's just going to delay the inevitable. A hook for Stitches. He wants to play with Dehaka as well, and there is the curse. As Uther picks it up, Falstad immediately flies back to defend on the bruisers. And this is going to put Clouded Minds in a very difficult position. Leo bottom taking that forward, the rest of the team taking mid. Falstad going top, so all 3 lanes will be soaked. Structures will be taken everywhere. And Tilt Tactics is going to get a lot of value out of this curse. They didn't lose any heroes to get it. And with the 3-level lead, including a talent lead, I think it's a requirement for a 3-level lead, there's just a little they can do. But they do want to make something happen with Stitches. They use... Valor does get him with the Rain of Vengeance. 2 great Rain of Vengeance to keep him in. Dehaka had a great tongue there, so they do get the pick off. And being down by 3 levels, that's a lot of XP. So that's exactly what Clouded Minds needs to do. They need to find these pickoffs. Maybe Tilt Tactics gets a little cocky, gets a little too far forward.
And so the curse
see what they can do happen. Right now, Genji and Falstad, they don't have a lot of protection. Clouded Minds can try to make something happen with it, but Falstad will fly away, and they go straight for boss. Stitches is going to be there in a little bit. Tilt Tactics, Clouded Minds, unfortunately not in a position to contest. They cleared the siege camp. They're trying to get some counter pressure going, pick up the vision. They will not be able to stop this boss. And that's going to be yet another distraction for Clouded Minds, as the next tribute is going to be spawning, again, next 30-45 seconds. And Tilt Tactics is going to be free to send Falstad to go collect it. And Clouded Minds is going to have to defend this boss. If Dahaka goes to try to get the tribute as well, then it's going to leave Tilt Tactics in a very strong fight position because they'll have the boss. The boss is their 5th player. Clouded Minds only have 4. Clouded Minds waiting for the boss to get a little bit closer. 16 is reached for Tilt Tactics. When we look at the 16 talents, Benediction, Afterburner, Final Cut, Unyielding Despair, Polarized. So full Slime build for Stitches, full Drain build for Leo. A lot of damage down. Great stun there for Dahaka. Auriel caught in the Entomb. The Divine Shield does go on Genji. The Dragon Blade getting so much value. 3 go down. Johanna's not going to be able to escape. The boss still has about a quarter of its life. And Tilt Tactics is going to core here. The boss is going to be a little bit behind them, but I don't know if it matters. There's only Azmodan alive. There's another 10 seconds until anybody else is left. And that keep is just, the core rather, is just melting. 30%, a very quick and very convincing win by Tilt Tactics. Quick look at the damage. Yeah, Genji there leading the game with 30,000, almost exclusively because of those fantastic entombs by Verino on Leoric. Arya pops the Divine Shield for Etan, and he's able to just clean house. Very well executed. Very well executed by Tilt Tactics. And again, they had a plan. They executed the plan. And it gave them the win. That was an extremely exciting game for me to cast. Maybe not so exciting for Clouded Minds to play in, but it was fun. They had They had some good pickoffs. They made a good show of things, and as an exciting game. I want to thank both teams for letting me cast this game. I had a lot of fun casting it. I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching it. And if you like what I'm doing, not subscribe, follow me on Twitch, send a message to me on Chair League, or hit me up on Battle.net. Everybody have a good night. I am Esquire Sandwich. I'll see you next time.